Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Sigma Life Hangout. Today we're discussing culture, art, youngsters, and the crisis. How we're going to fit all this together? Well, Yorgos Cassapides, photographer, he's here with us to help us with that. Welcome. Welcome to Cyprus from London.
From London, indeed, yes.
But originating from Greece.
From Athens, yeah.
From Athens. Going to London to work.
Now being here to Cyprus for work and then going back to London for work.
How does that work? Do you ever get off the plane?
Actually, the only time that I get to sleep is on the plane.
What keeps you busy? Photography?
Photography, yeah. I'm a freelance photographer in London. And now, as you know, I'm here in Cyprus for the show, for Mr. Cyprus, every week.
Mm-hmm. And what took you to London? I mean, in Athens, we have a lot of art history. There's a lot of places to photograph. There's a lot of people to photograph. There's a lot of culture in Greece.
That is true. That is true. And you know what? I really like the culture in Greece, and I really like the art, the kind of art that Greece produces.
Mm-hmm.
But I moved to London because of studies, and then the crisis happened, and I wasn't allowed to come back, obviously.
So you felt that during the crisis there wasn't enough space for you to grow as an artist because
the market is too small. There is no big demand on the market, so I couldn't come back because I wouldn't be able to survive, basically.
From what I understand, you see photography as an art form, not as a job, not as a way of making a living. You try to create art with your photographs. Is that right?
No.
No.
No. You know what? I don't want to disappoint you, but I think when you do arts, you see, when you do like filmmaking, photography, you see those industries as art when you're studying. Then when you have to make a living of it, when you have to survive, you have to see it as business. So that's why I'm doing fashion photography now, because in London that's the only industry that can give you money at the time being. But at the same time, I'm trying to put my own signature in this job.
How is that? Do you have a special thing that you put in your photographies? A special take on the photos that you take?
I'm trying to create my own identity. I'm trying to create an identity so when you can see the pictures, you can say that this is by George. So this is my way to do my art.
How can one understand that this is a George photo?
I said that in another interview as well. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to give as much clarity as I can in the pictures to have like a flawless, clear picture, and be able to see the eyes of the model, the look, and what the look can tell you.
Mm-hmm. And where do you draw inspiration from? Because when you have a fashion photography, I know you have a lot of guidelines, but then if you're trying to stay true to George as the photographer, how do you balance the two?
Okay. The inspiration comes from other photographers as well, obviously, because that's how the industry works. So how can I balance between those two, right?
I guess the model helps. Whatever they show
definitely,
you draw from.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm always trying to have a chat with a model to see what their personality, their character, and then it's all about chemistry, basically, at the end of the day. It's all about chemistry that you can see it in the picture.
How long have you been working in the photography field professionally?
Professionally, yes. I think I'm on my early steps now. So as a hobby, I'm doing it from school. But professionally, I'm working only like the last couple of years, as I could say.
Do you feel that you're in the right track? Are you
achieving
your goals?
Finally, I think I'm on the right path to reach my goals. Because you know what, when you move abroad, it's so difficult at the beginning to find your own way to do your thing. And finally, I can say I'm on my right path to reach my goals.
How long did it take you?
7 years.
7 years?
7 years, yeah.
I wanted to ask you about young people that feel the need to leave their countries to pursue their dreams, or youngsters that stay abroad when they go study, just as you, and stay there to try and find their way professionally. Does it always take 7 years, longer, less? How tough is it to decide to leave your country behind and pursue your dream?
Depends.
Especially when we're talking about, I'm gonna keep saying artistry because I do think that photography in any field is a form of art.
Yeah.
How do you decide that? You're young. How
Yeah.
do you know if it's gonna work out? How do you take the risk?
It's always depends the circumstances. What happened with me is that I moved abroad because of studies, but what I've been studying is completely different. I've been studying filmmaking. That's why it took me 7 years to get on my own path to reach my goals, because I didn't have someone next to me to show me how the industry works. Because my university was completely different on what I'm doing. So the dilemma now, when you need to move abroad because you cannot get any job in your country, that's a really tricky question. The thing is, personally, I really love my country and I really want to come back. And if I could be in my country, earning half of the money of what I'm earning in London, but at the same time support my country, I would do it. But the thing is that I wouldn't be even able to survive in my country.
Do you think that your field is falling behind in Greece?
Definitely.
Because of the crisis?
Yes, definitely because of the crisis, yeah.
People are concentrated more on getting by and surviving rather than creating.
And it makes sense, actually. It makes sense. When you come to situations like that, urgent situations like that, obviously no one is going to buy magazines, fashion magazines. They're going to give some priorities. Most of the fashion magazines in Greece has closed down anyway. But we do not produce any online presence as well in Greece. There is no online stores. The e-shops are not very well developed yet. So the whole industry about business photography, like commercial photography, is falling down. Where London has a really good market.
So your personal goal is to return to your country and do your thing.
Yeah.
Your professional goal in London,
Yeah.
what is it?
It doesn't really make any sense, right? Because I have set up really high professional goals. But if I move to Greece, I will reach half of it, and I will be able to survive supporting my country at the same time. So.
But then you can have the best of two worlds if you achieve your goals abroad and then
move
to
back.
Greece.
Obviously, I'm not gonna retire abroad. Obviously, I'm gonna come back at some point. But yeah, I have to go with the flow now. I don't wanna, because you know what, I told you, it took me so many years to find my own path, and finally, I really wanna experience that to see where it's gonna get me, and then I will come back.
Do you think that the fashion industry is gonna recover in Greece?
Not soon.
Not soon.
Not soon, unfortunately.
Do you see a lot of people of the industry, photographers, models, editors?
I've seen so many people moving abroad because of the crisis from the industry, and not just from the industry, from all the fields. I supported so many people during the last 3-4 years, like friends and people that I just know. They were asking me for help to come abroad, to help them on the first steps, to find a job, to find a place to live. So I have experienced the crisis from a completely different aspect, living abroad.
How was that for you?
It was hard. I mean, I was very happy to help, but at the same time I was realizing from a different aspect the affection, the Greek crisis.
Did you feel lucky that you were not in Greece at that time?
Yeah.
That is so unfortunate to hear, because I know it's sincere and I know I would have felt the same way.
I felt lucky because, you know what, I could see the difference with the people that were moving abroad at that time where the crisis was on the high levels. And I was already there, having my own home, having my job, being settled. So I felt sorry for those people, and I was really, really happy, and I felt really blessed that I had the chance, you know what, because at least someone was there to help them. If it wasn't me, obviously it would be someone else, but I was really happy that I was there to help people moving abroad. On the other hand, you'll tell me, is that the solution to move abroad? I cannot answer that.
I was going to say, had you been in Greece when the crisis hit, would you have made the decision to travel abroad?
I don't know. It's easier to move abroad because of studies.
And stay
there than moving abroad because of the crisis.
How was it getting your first job? How did you get your first photography job? You started something completely different?
Yeah.
Then you just decided you wanted to do this, or was it a hobby that you wanted to evolve, or was it because of necessity? And how did that first job come?
No, it was because of necessity, because I wasn't happy with all the other jobs that I've done, and I am a person that you can see all the emotions on my face. So if I'm not happy in a place, you can definitely say it. You can definitely see it. So I started being an assistant in established photographers, and basically there's a specific photographer that is kind of my mentor, and I assisted him a lot. So he showed me how the industry works.
Who was it?
Dimitris Theoharis is his name. So he showed me, he was basically my school, my photography school. He showed me how the industry works that I had no idea, because as I told you, I haven't been studying that. And this is how I managed to get my first job. I built up my portfolio. He helped me out to build up my portfolio, and this is how I got my first job.
I go back to a previous question.
Yeah.
What is your professional goal? What is the greatest professional goal that you have? Branding your name? Having photographs that are going to stay in time? Making money? What is it?
Definitely not making money. I'm not a money lover. I just want to establish my name, and I really want to involve photography in film, like Annie Leibovitz, for example. I would love to take portraits of people of the film industry and do covers that are influenced by the movies, something like that. This is too far away though, but you never know.
You never know.
You
Sky's
never
the
know.
limit.
Yeah, sky's the limit, exactly.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.